Young and the Restless in Mourning. Billy Abbott dies at 46. Very sad news for Y&R fans. Genoa City awoke to a silence that felt heavier than any storm. The air carried a weight that no one could shake, and it wasn't the changing season, it was grief. News had spread like wildfire. Billy Abbott, beloved son, father, brother, and friend, was gone at the age of 46. For decades, Billy was more than a character in the lives of those who knew him. He was a force, sometimes chaotic, sometimes tender, but always unforgettable. His life was a tapestry woven with both triumph and tragedy, the kind that made you love him even when he made mistakes. And now, that tapestry had come to an abrupt, devastating end. A morning of shock. It was Jill Abbott who broke the silence first. Standing on the steps of the Chancellor Mansion, her voice trembling, she confirmed what no one wanted to believe. My son, my beautiful, complicated son, Billy, passed away late last night. It was sudden, and we are all in shock. Her statement left the crowd gathered outside in tears. Jill was known for her strength, for her ability to command a room, but in that moment, she looked like a mother who had just lost her heart. The cause, she revealed, was a sudden cardiac arrest. Billy had been out for dinner with friends the night before, laughing and telling stories, when he suddenly collapsed. Despite immediate medical attention, he never regained consciousness. The Abbott family in mourning. Inside Abbott Manor, the usually lively halls were eerily still. Jack Abbott sat at the dining table, hands clasped together, staring at nothing. Beside him, Ashley tried to keep her composure, her voice barely above a whisper as she spoke to reporters. Billy was the soul of this family. We didn't always agree. He could be reckless, stubborn, but he loved deeply. He loved his children, his family, and this city. Tracy, the heart of the Abbott family, could barely stand. Tears streamed down her face as she spoke about Billy's kindness. He never let you feel alone. Even in his worst moments, he could make you laugh. I can't imagine a world without his voice in it. A legacy of love and turmoil. For fans of the young and the restless, Billy Abbott was a character who felt like family. Over the years, they had watched him fall in and out of love, make mistakes, chase redemption, and fiercely protect the people he loved. He had been a devoted father to Johnny and Katie, constantly fighting to give them a stable life even when his own was in chaos. His love life was often messy, marked by passionate romances and heartbreaking betrayals, but he always seemed to find his way back to love, no matter how many times he stumbled. Billy's career, too, was a whirlwind. From running Abbott Cosmetics to managing media ventures, he threw himself into his work with a determination that sometimes bordered on obsession. But it was his charisma, his sharp wit, and his willingness to fight for what he believed in that made him unforgettable. Friends and rivals pay tribute. Across Genoa City, people shared their memories. Victoria Newman, Billy's former wife and longtime confidant, was visibly shaken. Standing outside Newman Enterprises, she addressed the press with a broken voice. Billy was a part of my life for so many years. We shared laughter, pain, children, and a history that can never be erased. My heart is broken for our kids. They've lost their father, and I've lost someone I will always love. Even his rivals, like Adam Newman, spoke of his respect for Billy. We fought, we disagreed on almost everything, Adam admitted. But I always respected his passion. Genoa City won't be the same without him. A city in sorrow. The local coffee house, Crimson Lights, became an impromptu memorial site. Fans and friends brought flowers, candles, and handwritten letters, leaving them on the patio where Billy was often seen having coffee with friends. Social media overflowed with tributes. Hashtags like #Remember Billy Abbott and #YRFarewellBilly trended worldwide. Viewers posted clips of his most memorable moments, his passionate speeches, his heartwarming scenes with his children, and even his funniest blunders. It was clear that Billy had touched lives far beyond Genoa City. Remembering the man behind the struggles. Billy was not without flaws. his gambling addiction, impulsive decisions, and occasional self-destructive tendencies often put him at odds with those who cared about him. But what made him remarkable was his relentless drive to become better. He sought redemption at every turn, apologizing when he was wrong and fighting harder when he believed in something. He had the rare gift of making people feel truly seen and understood, even when his own life was in chaos. Private farewell. The Abbott family announced that there would be a private memorial service at the Abbott mansion, with a public celebration of life to follow. Jack, speaking directly to fans, said, "Billy loved all of you, his family, his friends, and the viewers who followed his journey. We invite you to celebrate his life with us, to remember the joy he brought, and to keep his memory alive." A final scene. Later that evening, as the sun set over Genoa City, Jill sat alone on the porch, holding a framed photo of Billy as a boy. She spoke softly, as if to him. "You always had a piece of my heart, Billy. You always will." Somewhere, the wind seemed to carry his laugh, light, mischievous, and full of life, across the quiet streets of Genoa City. For those who loved him, both in the fictional world of the young and the restless and in the hearts of millions of fans, Billy Abbott's story had ended far too soon. But his spirit, his love, and his unforgettable presence would linger long after the credits rolled. Rest in peace, Billy Abbott. Genoa City will never forget you.